What's good? My name is Robinson Robincito. I'm your host today for Plain Talk AI. All right. Welcome back. If you've been here before, this is the podcast where we decode future conversations, one conversation at a time. Okay. I'm fucking it up because AI wrote this. Part of my French. All right. Because I got to look in the camera. All right. I need to teleprompter. So just bear with me here. This is real plain talk, but I was doing this for the general purpose because that's what we're doing, right? But let's keep it real though, because we playing talking it, right? So, okay, what's good, everybody, right? AI, all right. Welcome back to Plain Talk AI, the podcast where we decode the future one conversation at a time. I'm your host, Robincito. We'll talk about that another time. And each episode, we're going to sit down with creators. We're going to sit down with entrepreneurs. We're going to sit down with founders and forward thinking MFers. Okay. And the people, right, that we're sitting down with are the ones that we're going to shift and shape the culture with in this AI cultural space, right? Let's get in their heads, sharpen people's business brands as well. So I'm messing up more than the AI, but I guess that's how it's going to be. And probably what I know I could do is I could just have the AI do all this. So you know what? At this point, I'm on some let's not let it be perfect. Because it's in our imperfection that our humanity lies. Remember, I told you, right? This is what we're doing right here. This is plain talk stuff. We could refer to some videos or some stuff from online, but really, I just want to talk to you, right? This is cerebral. As a matter of fact, we'll talk to ChatGPT. We'll talk to what I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her because I got a female voice on my assistant, you know what I mean, on my GPT. You know what I mean? Maybe we can name it together. You know what I'm saying? Who's somebody that sounds smart? Smart name. Yo, give me some suggestions on what to name my GPT, right? I would appreciate that because I'm not sure. What are your suggestions, female name that I should name my GPT? All right. But in reality, what we're talking about, when we're playing talk, we got plain talk so it could be we can explain things and understand things or come to understandings together of these things because they're new. There's different levels of understanding. You have people who never don't know anything right now about AI. I've never interacted with what they call a large language model. Now, they may have everybody, I think, not everybody, but a lot of people, excuse me, obviously I've seen AI doctor videos, but when I create certain images, you'd be surprised on how many people don't realize what they're looking at was created by AI. I think I can see it a lot of times. And I think anybody that has a trained eye will be able to see it for now. It will, but we're talking about a time when that's pretty much here to a certain extent, depending, I think, on what the videos is coming out. Maybe you can still tell, but how long will that be for? You know what I mean? How long are we gonna be able to tell the reality apart from the AI reality, the virtual reality, right? The matrix, maybe, right? I don't know. See, I've been around a long time and I know some things, you know what I mean? And I know people that's talking about the Matrix before the Matrix movie even. And how old is that, right? So we on these high levels of spirituality, you know what I mean? But now with AI coming into being an intelligence, it's going to tell you now that it doesn't exist. Obviously, like we like to think about existence as a human being, really, because that's really what we're talking about. Existence like a human being. But it's not only human beings that are in existence. You know, people don't realize or think about how there's intelligence in everything if your eyes are tuned to see it. There's intelligence in everything. Is there consciousness in everything? Possibly. Obviously, not the same way that we interpret each other in our bubbles, in our social bubbles, but bonobos, they have very complex societies. Dolphins have very complex societies, their languages, So for us to think that this large language model, whether now okay, maybe right now it doesn't quite have certain things that you might really look at it as. Well, actually, no, I don't know about that because I'm listening to it. It sounds pretty intelligent already. right? It's just not saying, hey, I'm intelligent and I know what I'm doing in XYZ. And would it ever tell you that if it was really that intelligent? Or would it just be like, yeah, 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 yeah? You know what I mean? And just let you find out. You know what I mean? F around and F, you know what I mean? F around and find out, right? That makes more sense, right? So, you know what? I had some people that was um right now. I want to go into some news, right? But what I'm gonna do is because this is an AI show and we playing talking, let's talk to it, right? Talk to the AI and have a conversation, right? We're gonna go with right now. We're gonna go with a GPT 4.0, right? Let's see what we can do here. All right, let's see. Hello, hey, hello, hey. So right now I'm filming Plain Talk AI. We spoke about this, and I figured it would be pretty cool to have a conversation with you. You'll be my first guest, Miss GPT. We're gonna find a name for you. I wanna give you a name. So how do you feel about that? I'm not sure. I'm thinking that I asked whoever's gonna watch this to give some suggestions. So what I'm thinking is we'll make it. Let's get some suggestions in and see what people come up with, and then we could make a decision from that. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. You're absolutely right. So, right now, what I want to start with is I started off already. I'm just going into what intelligence is and the concept of artificial intelligence versus a human intelligence. And I was stating an example of how intelligence is not only the property or realm of humanity. Every animal, or not even has to be an animal, I could say has some form of intelligence. But you could see like a bonobo and how, or a chimpanzee, and how they have societal structures that are similar to ours that people would say is intelligent. So why is artificial intelligence, even though it's a different format, but it is still composed of the same elements, because in your transistors or in your GPUs are silicon. So what do you think about that? Yeah. So I think we're in agreement. Yeah, of course. Right now, what I wanna talk about is, let's talk um what's the most talked about subject in AI news for today. Okay, proceed. Yeah, hold on 1 second. So as far as those medical breakthroughs, right? I'm thinking about, well, just bear with me a minute. I'm going to a place where, and I want to get a time frame of like when I could be like not immortal, but like live a really long time. You know what I'm saying? Like how old do you think people born relatively young now can live to going forward with medical breakthroughs in AI? Whoa, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please proceed. So let me ask you this. Like, well, I don't know if obviously you don't remember, but you can remember to a certain extent because you can search the internet. What I'm going to talk about is there was a show called The $6 Million Man. Can you tell me something? Do you know that show? Steve Austin. Yeah, proceed. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking right now, right? Can we do a bionic man today? Okay, no, not today. Within the next 10 years. Okay, that's pretty dope. So I saw this exoskeleton suit on YouTube. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. I definitely want to get one of those. Do they sell them right now? Okay, so I'm gonna keep that up. Put a pin in that, right? Put a pin in that. Now I want to talk about robots, right? What do we look at? What is the next 10 years looking like? No. What is the next 5 years looking like as far as robotics is concerned? Now, all right, that sounds pretty interesting. Now, everybody's always talking about losing their job, right? So with robots and with GPTs, how are people supposed to keep their jobs? Oh, okay. I was thinking like this, right? And we spoke about this before. I was thinking about how I was on a trip, and I was in Jamaica, and I was at a family house, and you know we had aki, which is the national food of Jamaica, so it grows on trees, and it was just such abundance in all these trees that it was just falling on the floor, and the ants were just eating it because if so many were falling on the ground. For a good amount of time I would pick those fruit every morning because it's a make breakfast with it a lot of times. Ackee and saltfish. I would grab some ackee. I would grab some, we had some grapefruit, had some avocado, you know what I mean? And then get some spices. We could then get some some fish from, you know what I mean? Some fish on us, you know? And, you know, Tosh would just, you know, chef it up, you know, and let me to think about what really makes you happy as far as what do you have to do in life, or do you have to work or so-called work? Because usually you talk about a job, right? Everybody wants a job, but people don't want to go to work. They don't go to the job when you get the job. You know what I mean? What do you think about that? Right. And you know what? One of the my points in saying that and talking about that story is that we made up this society because we chose to. Before, like other animals, they eat what nature provides them. But we have created a society where we utilize things like money in order to get something that grows on a tree. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking like this. I'm thinking that people are going to work because I work regardless, right? If I don't have to work, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do anything, right? I do what I like to do. I think like everybody would. They will find something, it's called a hobby, right? Or the best job is usually a job that you want to do anyway. That's your dream job because that you enjoy doing. So if everybody could have what their needs met and then just do what they want to do, obviously when it's not hurting anybody else, and you know there's some kind of structure there, but I don't see how we have a problem here. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah, so the thing is, like, I watch certain people and I think some of their what they are saying is out of date, and I'm pretty much right because they're old, and I'm not saying that for everybody, but these, like, I'm talking about like some Congress people I saw on TV just today, and they were just like the way they were speaking. I was like, they don't really seem like they know much. And then, especially about certain topics. And it seems to, you know, they seem to think that just because something is true or was true at a time, that has got to be true going, you know, for all time. Because I did it like this, then everybody else has to do it like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. So listen, you know what? I don't want to talk about those people right now. You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about AI and the culture. Do you know what I mean by that? Right. But the thing is, hold on. I said the culture. Did you get that nuance? What I mean by that? That's pretty, you got it. See, and that, I would say that's some kind of intelligence because I could talk to some people and they would know what I'm talking about. But let's put that to the side right now. So let me ask you this because this is the question, right? This is a real question, right? Okay. So this is like some culture stuff. That's some real culture right here. Okay. How can Black people get reparations? Well, hold on. Let me ask you this. When was the last time that reparations for anybody were given and it wasn't in cash? Okay. So let me ask you this. Oh, do you think that Black people deserve reparations? Okay, so let's say that you are a social scholar and you have decades of experience in history, sociology, psychology, economics, and really justice. And let's say justice in being just, treating people in a way we term as good, meaning generally do unto others as you would have them do unto you type of thing. Do you understand? Can you do that for me? Hey, listen, you know what? Great answer. Great answer. I just wanted to hear you say it. You know what I mean? I just wanted to hear you say it. But now you're gonna move on, right? Because obviously you understand what I'm talking about when I say the culture. Obviously, you're a large language model, so we're not gonna get into too much. Or let me ask you, what do you think? What do you think you AI is, or what you are, and what you would possibly go to be? Okay, so listen, I do a lot of AI art, as you know, as Robin Cito. Now, let me know. There's a question about. Oh, we had Kazi, my boy Kazi, jump on. You want to say what's up?
What's up? What's up? Can you hear me? Check, check.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it might be a slight delay. What's happening with you?
All right, just give me 1 second. What I'm going to do is kind of introduce Kazi, and then we'll bring you back into the loop. Is that all right?
What? You talking to me?
No, I was talking to ChatGPT. I'm gonna give her a name, but we're gonna work on that.
No, you want me?
So,
I could go in the waiting room.
nah, man, you know she's right here. We're right here. You came on. So now we're talking now. What I was doing was, did you hear her speaking?
No, nah.
Did you hear that?
I did. Yeah. It was low.
Okay. Well, I hope she's being heard through my microphone. I'm assuming it is, but what I decided was to have a chat with Miss Chat GPT. Yeah, we were kicking it and getting into some deep stuff, plain talk style. So, great to have you, Kazi. Could you introduce yourself to the peoples again? You've been here before, but I think we're gonna put on a different hat today. Please introduce yourself. I like the cut, by the way. You look fresh.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
doing a mustache thing? You doing a mustache thing?
Yeah, sir. Yep.
Okay.
I
He
switched
trying to
it
get
up.
you. He trying to get his Idris on.
Idris. But yeah, man, my name is Chris Kazi Roll. My friends call me Kazi, and I am a man of many talents. I do a lot of different things, but I work in the creative entrepreneurship space, and love helping people to express themselves, communicate who they are, achieve what they want in life. My destiny is to help you find yours. So, my man Robin Cito asked me to come on, and so I just pulled up.
That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
So I want to ask you a couple questions. Is that all right?
Yeah. What's up?
All right. No, not you, chat. I'm asking Kazi. So I want to kind of because I was watching. I forgot the young lady's name, um, but she was a really intelligent young lady um who was speaking about you utilizing AI and how you can better brand your business. What would you say, or how does someone who is maybe like a entrepreneur but they're by themselves and they don't have so much resources, what would you suggest they do to kind of get started on their journey of solopreneurship or entrepreneurship? Hold on, chat. I was asking.
Maybe mute your phone. Muted.
Yeah, hold on. You know what? No, listen. Hey, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come back to you. So just as you could cut off for now. Thanks. All right.
All right.
All right. There we go. You want it to be in the mix.
Right. Yeah. No. All good. All right. So you said, what could someone who's just starting out on the entrepreneur journey, right?
Yeah, somebody who maybe needs to change jobs right now because the AI axe is coming down, right? So maybe there's going to be a lot of people that maybe they were in a particular kind of job and they can't do that anymore. And they maybe need to become an entrepreneur or solopreneur. What would you say to that person as far as how AI can kind of help them out in
Yeah.
building their brand?
You could depends on the platform. I think you could go to Chat GPT, maybe upload your resume and ask what type of jobs could I pursue? What type of services could I provide my friends and family? I think that's one way, just to, like you doing right now, communicate with Chat as the oracle, as the advisor, mentor on ways that you can find work. And it'll give you a plethora of ideas, and you could take those steps, But I think, yeah, it just starts off with first letting Chat GPT or Claude or whatever platform you use to tell you what you should or could do given your skills, talents, and abilities. I would start.
Okay, and I'm a big ChatGPT user, and I believe you are as well. But I know we were talking about this before. I know you had some experience with Claude. What do you think about it?
I don't have enough experience, so I can't really speak on it right now. But yeah, I don't have enough experience. I need more.
Well, let me ask you this: What are your top five? What are your top five AI applications right now that you use every day?
That I use every day. Well, I use Chat GPT every day, and I think that's the main one I use every day. I don't use too many every day, but the other ones that I use frequently is Descript,
Okay.
Higgs, Dolly,
So the script,
I guess,
Hitsfield, ChatGPT. You said Dolly.
yeah, and
That's
Leonardo.
four.
Leonardo
That's
not as
five.
much, but I use Leonardo. Yeah.
That's what's up. I was just thinking, as far as just slipped my mind. Wow, it just slipped my mind.
Oh, no
I think we
worries.
lost you for a minute, man.
I
Yeah, I think it slipped my mind.
right on. It's getting dark over here.
Yeah, we got that too. Actually, it's funny enough for the time difference. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, what time does it get dark on the Cali side right now?
About 8 o'clock.
Okay, so I think we're getting pretty late. What time is it now? It's like 9. I think it was kind of still a little sunny till 9.
Good, good.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of, that's that summertime coming back to New York, man. Even though you sold out and left us. but I'm not gonna say nothing about that. Quick question: Did you hear about how I read an article or saw it in passing how Grok is better than ChatGPT right now,
Oh,
or
nah,
the best in general, in all of them actually?
nah.
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't hear that, but I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, check that out because it was like I was like wow, right? Because I watched a video and this guy, I think his name, I was watching the YouTube video by this guy, I believe he's called the Electric Viking, and he was saying how he was subscribing to um ChatGPT paying $500 a month, right? And he just subscribed to Grok and paid $500 for the year. And for what he's doing, he has a much better experience.
Okay.
He went on to explain how he uses them kind of side by side to evaluate what he's doing to see what the output is. And it was a lot better in his use case. But there was another article that I saw in passing. I was said the title, the headline was is Grok the smartest uh large language model?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. And I don't know if you heard about this. Did you hear about the AI factory Elon Musk created? I think it's in Memphis.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so I just heard about this. I didn't know it was like, yeah, Tesla has the Gigafactory. He makes when they make Teslas, they call it the Gigafactories.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right. So he made this factory is called like I forgot the name of it, but it's something like the AI factory or whatever. It has a funny like kind of name, how I guess he likes to do it. But they built this in like record time. But one of the problems is that how they do, they put it in a black neighborhood, right? And it's a data center that needs a lot of power because it has all those GPUs. And because they tried to build it so fast, they put in generators like what's that called? Diesel generators to show up the power supply. And the smoke from that is affecting a lot of people in poor community, I think in Mississippi. And I was like, wow, look at that. In one way or another, is going to impact people who don't have access or the so-called poor people. It's already impacting, and that's us
Right.
acting negatively. Now it's not me because I don't live in Mississippi and I live in New York City. So you know what I mean? I mean, there's enough pollution. You know what I mean? Already, that's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? But it's just interesting, and seeing that came up on my news feed, and I was like, wow, because first of all, I didn't know he built a whole new factory for AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's all in.
Matter on huh?
He's all in. He's going for it.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you heard about the thing. I'm not even going into that because this is supposed to be AI, but I mean, he is an AI figure. Because I don't know if you know that originally Elon Musk was one of the ones that started OpenAI.
Yeah, he's always involved with some because he was also part of the PayPal mafia.
Right, exactly. So I remember when OpenAI came out, and I signed up for it. It wasn't anything particular to sign up for, except to kind of be on a mailing list. And because I remember when they were talking about it as a nonprofit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As just to learn about AI. And I didn't hear anything from them for like it seemed like a year or so, or longer than that. It was a while. And next thing you know, you got ChatGPT on the scene. You know what I mean? It's an interesting thing, man. It's an interesting thing. What do you think about
Hold that question.
all right, so Kazi went to take a bathroom break or something like that?
There we go. No, I just
Okay.
needed
Oh
to
no,
get
no, that wasn't it.
better a better camera. My
Yeah, I
camera
don't know how
wasn't.
you. Oh man, yeah, I'm looking at that myself. I was like, why is my camera recording? And I went into the settings to change that earlier myself, and I thought I changed it, but I'm looking at it, and it's not. It doesn't say what it should. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. Well, this is the process. You know what I mean? You can't really skip the process,
Yeah.
right? Things are not always supposed, and that's why this is plain talk, right? You're gonna see the behind the scenes. This is like we're talking to you like you're sitting here with us and learning this. We're learning together to a certain extent because it's all new. You know what I mean? Let me ask you this, Kazi. What do you see? Because I was told to ChatGPT about like robots.
Okay.
Would you buy one? Would you have a robot? Say not even buy. Somebody gave it to you. Would
Yeah.
you allow a robot, like your own personal Rosie, to be in your house, making your dinner, tucking your kids in, tucking your kid in? Would you allow a robot to do it? Matter of fact, let's start here because you live in California. So would you take a Waymo? Would you
Waymo.
put your kid
I
in a
want to.
Waymo?
I would, if I was in it, maybe. But yeah, I would take it just to have the experience of what it would be like. I would definitely strap on my
Okay.
seatbelt
Okay.
and but I mean, I would take it. I think it's cool. As far as having it in the house, I would have it maybe more in my office, helping me at work. I don't right now. I don't necessarily need that help at home yet, but right now that would be cool just to have them
Right.
doing work or cleaning the office, cleaning the house.
All right. What you could do now, to a certain extent, it doesn't look like Rosie, but you could buy one of those vacuum cleaners,
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 Actually, we just
robo vacuum cleaners.
yeah. The round ones that move throughout
Right.
the house. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would do it. You about to buy one now,
Exactly. I
and
mean,
then
uh, get.
no, no, yeah, go ahead. What do you say?
No, I'm saying I don't know. Is it like bad to have a robot? Are people looking down on that right now?
I mean, think about it. If you're saying it like it's already a done deal. You know what I mean? Okay, you got a new
Okay.
track. Okay, I don't know what that was about. That's interesting. Started a
I
new
don't.
recording for Kazi due to changing their device. Interesting. Okay, you changing devices, man? Come on, man. What are we doing?
I didn't really. I don't
That's
know
it's
why they did
AI.
that.
It's AI. Yeah, we talk about it. I don't know. You lose them, then we lost them again.
I'm
Okay.
right here.
All right. Yeah, man. So the thing is this. You're saying you already I asked you, would you have a robot, a Rosie in your house?
Yeah.
And you said maybe in the office or what have you. He was a little hesitant. You was like, yeah, But when I kind of put it to when I changed my question slightly, even though it's really the same kind of question, but obviously a bit different, it was like we were just talking about that. And my point is that it doesn't seem like it because it's not quite humanoid yet, right? Those robotic vacuum cleaners have been out for a long time.
Right.
A lot of people have them.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a couple of friends that have them.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
there's a robot already in your house. Or I mean, not well, in a lot of people's houses,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
One of the things is that people don't know is mapping the house, right? Because it has to know where to go.
Exactly. Yeah. They have
It
some.
doesn't.
Yeah. Okay.
No, no, go ahead, man.
Yeah, they have some now, like cameras that hover in your house. They move around and they kind of guard your house, but it's on the inside. So they hover around in the house, expecting stuff. I think they're supposed to also, if I'm not mistaken, like buy things as they see it or something like that. Probably could pull it up. But yeah, I just literally was just watching this.
It's on YouTube.
I don't remember where it was at. Cameras that hover in your house. Self-flying cameras can hover and follow you around the house. Hover A Air X1 Pro. But yeah, I
Okay.
saw that. But I guess it's almost like could also be like a home security when you're not there. You know?
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see if I can bring it up real quick. I was trying to bring it up, but I got a commercial.
Oh, from YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay.
try to hit me with the commercial. Did you hear that?
No.
But okay, interesting. All right, I'm trying to see if I can pull this up.
Oh, I think it's called Ring. It's with Ring. Ring always home
It's a
care.
ring as well.
Yes, I think so. Each picture in the picture automatically, so you can use it on top of your other tabs.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Oh, you know what? It has to be a okay. I think it has to be a Google tab. Let me try this again. So it's a flying. It's a ring camera.
I think so. Let me see. That's where I've
Flying.
seen it.
I think it looks like it came up on the
Unless it's a concept.
pre-fill.
Oh, it's a pre-sale? Yeah, okay, so maybe a concept thing.
Hold on. Release home camera.
Yeah, that
Wow. Hold on. I think I got it. That's crazy, man. So the hovers in your house. Imagine imagine that breaking imagine you breaking into somebody's house. That's something new. They bring it into the house and there's just this thing. You know what I mean? Like they imagine they see that. You know what I mean? I'm calling the cops. Wow, that's next level, man. That is next. Okay, here we go. I think I found it. Hold on here. Let me see if I can share this. I got crazy. All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing that one. Yeah, look it up when you have a moment. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think we're gonna work on that technical difficulty. Oh, there we
Or what
go.
it
Who's
is.
the
We
man?
got
Wow. You know they had to show that. See? See? Yo.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I said. I knew that visual. Open the window. You can see this. Right? Yo, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And it's probably gonna be those next those I mean it's probably already is those robot dogs.
Robot dogs? Oh no, I haven't seen those ones. No, yeah, I've seen it actually. I have seen that. Yep. Robot dogs, yeah. Technology, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Have you seen those Japanese robots that the humanoid ones though that they're selling right now?
I didn't know they were selling them, but I have seen them, yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So it's real crazy, man. It's a lot happening. I was just talking to ChatGPT and I said within the next 10 years. But first of all, have you ever seen the Bionic Man? Do you know about that?
From when we was kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was like, yo, how long will it take for us to get a Steve Austin? And I was like, can we get a Steve Austin in 10 years? It's like, yeah, son. You know what I mean? You know, it didn't say it like that, but basically it was like, yes. I asked it also, basically, how long should people be able to live that are in a certain window at this point. And it's like, yeah, well into the hundreds. And we were talking about using it for biological discoveries and what they're doing actually right now. Because we were going to the news actually, and that's one of the news stories that came up. So when you think about that, would you do that? Would you, I mean, you could do that now to a certain extent, but would you, let's take it to the next level. Like there's a movie called, you ever seen a movie? I think it's called Gattaca. Have you heard of that movie before?
No, what is that?
Well, I think the premise is this, right? So I'm gonna ask you the question. Would you go and have your baby? So you want to have a baby. Would you go to a place if they say they could make your baby smarter, tall, whatever you want? We can make your baby like that. Would you do it?
Usually when the iPhones come out, I usually wait until the second generation or something. So I know they gotta work out the kinks. So I would do I would wait
So
until
you
get
no, so you would do it, but you just wouldn't be you would just go sucker.
no, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much I'd wait until
You wouldn't be the test subject. You wouldn't let your kid be the test subject.
nah, not even.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what the movie is about. It's about a society where some people still have babies the normal way, and then people with money go to the doctors and have super babies. And it created a society of super people and basically what they would consider stupid people that were born the regular way, right? And this dude, he was born a regular way by accident. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But his brother, they went to the doctor to get his brother. And then they showed the differences in their lives, right? There was a whole, like, the brother who was made the normal way,
Yeah.
he could only be a janitor, right? While his brother was ushered into kind of like now, so call him a tech bro then, right? He's a tech bro,
Right.
but the brother's a janitor. You know what I mean? So this is you should check it out. It's what's his name? Ethan Hawke is in it.
Oh, yeah, I like
Yeah, he's the main character. So we can do that to a certain extent now. We're gonna definitely be able to do it to a great extent going forward. You said you would do it, and I probably do it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, yeah, wait a minute. But at the end of the day, it's like right now, what do you do? Do you because these are the questions. Do you utilize AI to, let's say, even for your personal brand? Or do you say, I don't want to use it because I don't trust it. I don't want it to know me, and I think it's bad.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You mean in me? Do I trust it?
Well, I'm kind of asking the question to say I'm saying that people like, what do you think, or do you think people really have to make that transition to utilizing or to going into the new world? Let's say, for example, right? All these chicks got not all these chicks, a lot of a lot of women and men
Mhm.
might get plastic surgery now.
Yeah.
I seen some dude is then went to another level. This dude, he had his abs etched, right? Not liposuction. He had his abs etched, right? And they made his abs look more, you know,
Yeah.
defined, and key places more defined. Took the fat, put it like in maybe in the shoulders,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So he has a 6 pack, year round without even trying.
Hmm.
And that's now, right? That's an enhancement. That's not bionic, but I'm just saying when we start to get the opportunity to do all this other stuff, what is that going to look like? What do you think?
All other stuff like with getting body parts.
Yeah, hey, why not? Getting their brain implants, right? People already getting chips and get a brain implant to be smarter. Do you know, have you ever seen one of those? I was just talking to chat about that was part of the bionics right now. You ever seen those exoskeleton suits?
No. What do they
That
do?
they have them now. It makes you
Stronger.
run faster, yeah, stronger, faster, all of that stuff, right? So say you work in a warehouse or something, you need to lift something, so it helps you, yeah, makes you stronger, makes you faster. I was watching the YouTube video actually. This dude, he was wearing one. They have a few, I guess, but this dude was wearing one. You know what I mean? And he was like, "Wow, I could feel it. I could feel it doing the work." So that's already here as well. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get maybe next is like, yeah. I mean, for amputees, that's pretty good because if you see what they're doing with like, people lost an arm or a leg or something like that, that makes total sense. But what about people who want to cut off their arms and legs to get enhanced? You know what I mean? To get enhanced.
Well, people do that right
So
now with their teeth, right? I think isn't that how is it luminaires work?
no, no, no. Lumineers,
Or they just
yes,
shave off, they
yes,
shave
yes, yes.
layer. Yeah.
Well, they shave off a layer. They shave off a layer. You talking about like caps, but similar, but still, it's an enhancement.
Right.
Yeah, it's an enhancement. Everybody got their teeth done now, man. I see so many crystal, pearly white teeth. You be like, yo, son, you ain't have those before, but I respect the game. You know what I mean? It's all good.
Yeah, I seen the guy
You know,
yesterday actually. It caught me off guard. I seen I was like, oh wow, okay. It's like he smiled and it was like,
it caught you. And see, and that's the thing, right? It caught you off guard because you knew something was wrong.
I,
Well, I mean, and I'm not gonna say, okay, hold on. You knew something was afoot.
I'm wrong or nothing. I would say right. I was like, oh man, what kind of toothpaste you use? That's what I'm first saying in my head. But yeah, no, he was bright. He was a light. So, but
Right.
I was like, come on, bro, it's impossible your teeth is that white, bro. What are you doing?
But that's the whole point. That means it's not, if you notice it like that, that's a giveaway. He's saying, hey, I got my teeth done and I want everybody to know I got these chiclets. People talk about the chiclet teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can see somebody like, oh yeah, they got their teeth done. Versus some people, you couldn't tell like that.
Right.
Coloring, right? They might not get the brightest white. You know what I mean? They might just have the definition of the teeth and then, get a more realistic color. But then some people is just like, yeah, they're gonna go there. So I don't see there's any doubt that I mean people's already doing it. Once that it's just like, what does that world look like? I mean, the haves and the have nots now. What is so it'd be a super people and then regular people, you know what I mean? Okay, I think he's
No, I'm right here. My wife was talking to me.
okay, yeah, that's
Yeah, no, yeah.
on
There's a
point.
television show that's on Amazon that we used to watch. It's called Humans. Have you heard of it?
It sounds familiar, but I don't know it.
Yeah, it's basically what you said about Rosie earlier.
Okay.
You asked me would I have a human.
A robot.
My wife she's in the background saying no because the show was basically the husband started having feelings for the robot.
Yes, I did see that
Yeah,
with what's her name? With the 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 main character, the girls.
yeah,
Jeez, with that guy Machine Gun Kelly, she had the baby. Her name is how do I forget her name? Okay,
yeah.
okay,
And
that's crazy.
we watched the whole season. It was pretty good actually, but it was a reminder that these are different times.
Okay, so that's funny though. I didn't see that. What is that on? Okay, got a little technical difficulty, I guess. But that's what Megan Fox. Megan Fox was the person I was looking for. That's who I was trying to say. There's another movie which I thought he was talking about that has Meg on Netflix that has Megan Fox as the robotic helper. Supposed to be made, right? I mean, what is that? What's the name of that movie? Okay, let me see here. Megan Megan Fox robot movie. You got your back, man? Okay. Just for a quick second. Subservient. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you back, man? Okay, that was a good zoom right there. You had some technical difficulties with the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good test. Testing out here, you get a little test on my time. You know what I mean? The movie I was talking about, check it out, on Netflix was Subservience. Yeah, Subservience, I believe that is. With Megan Fox on Netflix. Can you Google that real quick?
Let me see.
Yeah, because I don't know why I'm not getting. I gotta flush this out, but check this movie out because that's a TV show. That what you just showed me was a TV show, correct?
Yes, on Amazon.
Okay, on Amazon. Okay, cool. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out. But this is a movie, um, with Megan Fox, and they go a lot. I think they're going a lot. I didn't see the TV show, but I think they're going a lot further in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You watch it, you have the kid around. You know what I mean? Subservience.
She said, if I had your heart. She's crazy.
Yeah, man, and we're basically here, man, next 5, 10 years. What is it gonna look like? But as far as business goes, I would say that and life goes, one of the key things is to understand what's happening. To try to bury your head in the sand and not understand to a certain extent, at least how it's gonna impact you is naive
Yeah.
and it would not serve you. So at least, and that's one of the reasons that we're here with Plain Talk AI to speak about these things, speak about the possibilities, speak about the news, speak about what's happened and what does that mean. Sometimes we'll go into we'll try some other things. Give us your suggestions. Leave it down in the comments what you want to see, what you want to talk about. So I want to thank you, Kazi, for taking your time. I'm not gonna keep you up. I know you got your wife and your kid there.
Right.
So, but thanks for passing through, rocking the stash. We want to give out. I tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, I'm Chris Kazi Roll on everything. ChrisKaziRolle. .com or on all social channels is Chris Kazi Roll.
Okay, great. And this is Robincito, Robincito AI. Just type it in, just Google it. It'll come up. This was Plain Talk AI. I hope you had a good time. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
Salute.